3 minutes.
Afternoon, Mayor, Council. Thank you a third time. I've been in El Paso 10 years. I'm a taxpayer. I pay 100% of my property tax. My grandfather was a pilot in World War II. He started a business in the 1950s, expanded it, hired other people, got into real estate and other businesses. Never asked for a handout from the government, never asked for incentives, never went to a city, county, or state for any help. The project that was described for us looks like a really great project. It's beautiful, amenitized, right? Let the developers pay for it. Let the developers pay for it. This is the United States, where entrepreneurs are supposed to assume capital risk for their projects, all the capital risk for their projects. And if that area is profitable to develop, then the entrepreneur should step in and develop the property, put up the capital, and assume the capital risk. I think that this partnership is weighted too heavily towards the developers. I think it's an epic giveaway. The numbers I'm reading about, 75% property tax forgiveness over a quarter century and more, is the most extreme thing I've ever seen coming out of City Council in terms of incentives, far beyond the large abatements for hotels and the other projects that are being abated or incentivized in the 10 years since I've been here. And then there's the big elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Where will the people come from? The population of El Paso is flat. The last census data shows a decline of 269 people. So we're incentivizing these developments, and obviously the people come from El Paso. And so you're drawing people out of existing neighborhoods, out of the center, into the periphery, out of the existing school systems, and you're taking from Peter to pay Paul, right? It's a zero-sum game, unless we see on the horizon a massive explosion in population that would justify these kinds of incentives on this scale. Instead, we're incentivizing sprawl, longer commutes. We've got to cover that with infrastructure. School children are moved from one district into a future district. And, in the background, of course, is just the structure of the project. 44 acres for 2,313 acres. The city buys the 2,313 acres, 18.6 million. Interest, by the way, for 30 years on that will double that figure, as we all know. And then on the northwest side, 44 acres, if the state does not come up with the 40 million in incentives, guess who pays for it? You signed it. The El Paso taxpayers, through the electric franchise fee, will pay that 40 million over a period of 10 years, 4 million a year. I just cannot believe it's come to this. I cannot believe that government has gone quite this far in incentivizing what should be private development. Please reconsider. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grossman.
The next speaker